fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's going around the outside of both of them. Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson. Anderson's up to
Oh my God! Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's going to get rolled.
It's very close. These guys want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's massive. This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh my God.
God, what?
The following is a presentation of the iRacing Esports Network.
Welcome everyone to part 2 of the Friday night doubleheader, coming to you from Martinsville Speedway, located in Virginia, just south of Martinsville. Very famous track in the NASCAR world, commonly known as the paperclip. Very tight, very, very technical, just over half mile long. The turns 1, 2, 3, 4, very, very tight, very, very technical corners. Obviously, being such a short track, it's going to be an entertaining race. Chances are plenty of rubbing, definitely a bit of contact happening in these races. Once again, joined me again is Cameron Dance. Behind the camera once again will be Scott Fountain. So Cam, very tight, very technical. Tonight's going to be a lot of fun for the NASCAR drivers out there, for the truck drivers out there tonight.
Yes, certainly. It's one of those love-hate relationship tracks are in the NASCAR schedule. You either love it or you hate it. It's not in between sort of thing. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight. Like you said, there's probably going to be a few shunts. There's probably going to be a bit of rubbing, and there's probably going to be a bit of good racing. So looking forward to it.
And qualifying is underway at the moment, as you can see on top of the tally at the moment. Robert Corey with a 20.5. You can just see Timothy Blake popping up into second. See, they'll have a few laps to run around here, try and get themselves set up. Obviously, being such a tight technical circuit, track position is going to be a major factor. You want to be as close as you can to the front of the pack. Passing here, probably going to be quite difficult. It's quite, as you can sort of say, bit of push and shoving to fight your way through the field. So if you could start your race off well with a good quali run, makes it a lot easier. See, John Tiefink will come up in third at the moment. A few more guys. Half the field at the moment looks as though they have not set a lap time yet, so plenty of time to set a lap, so they might be waiting a little bit longer, see if the track conditions change a bit more in their favour, and see if they run their laps a little bit later.
Yeah, certainly. A very, very short lap time here. Only about 20 to 21 seconds, depending on your speed around here in qualifying. So not too long to try and set a lap time down, but there is obviously, with 5 minutes, there's quite a lot of time to sit around and just twiddle your thumbs before you head out on track. So like you said, possibly a few drivers waiting to see if the track possibly cools down, as currently it's a very warm 46 degrees centigrade, so it's a little bit of a tire melter, but nevertheless we'll see what happens in this racing tonight.
I wonder what that is in freedom units. As you can see back up the front, there's a bit of a change. Paul Schupinas will come up into second. Matt Muggleton popping in third at the moment, so time's starting to pop in a little bit more. So there's still a few drivers at the moment that are yet to put in a lap time. There's still about just over a minute left, so if they're going to start putting in lap times, they'll probably want to be hitting the racetrack, getting that done. You can see Will Gibson's out on track at the moment. Looks as though he's actually done his 3 laps. Coming up to the line. Yep, that'll be his 3 laps done. He actually hasn't recorded a time at all. It looks like he's validated every lap he's done by the looks of it.
Yeah, possibly wanting to start a little bit further down the order as well, maybe, but who knows? Unfortunately, 3 laps invalidated, it means no qualifying time, so he's going to be starting a little bit down at the order. But yeah, currently, no one else seems to be going out on track at this point, so probably fair to say that qualifying is probably done.
Yeah. See, we've got about from 15th back. None have recorded times. So interesting. Maybe strategy calls already happening in the qualifying session. Maybe they're thinking if there's going to be a bit of pushing and shoving, they might start down the back, keep themselves out of trouble, try to pick up the places as the race goes on. So if we get safety cars, it'll definitely work to their favor.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry, okay.
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, and 100%. And then obviously with the safety car, you're probably going to have a number of pit stops as well, depending on how many safety cars we get, obviously. So it's really going to be all about just conserving those right side tires, especially that right front and that right rear, with the fact that you're putting those two under so much load with the exits and just also pushing it so hard on the entry. So yeah, really looking after those right side tires is going to be very important and really going to show who's really going to be good at looking after their tires around here, especially with the fact that it is very, very tight through those corners.
Yeah, very tight. We're saying it a lot tonight, but it's just, you can't underestimate just how tricky it is. The few laps I did earlier, it's just a very technical circuit. So we'll have a quick look at the grid as they get ready to go. We'll have the grid up for you in a second. Looks a little bit different, but that's okay. Robert Corey will start on pole position. Paul Schupens will come in second. Matt Muggleton coming in at third. Timothy Blake in fourth. John Fink in fifth place. Lucen Bandy in sixth. Alex Bono in seventh. Karen Totten in eighth place. Nick Leon Standis will be ninth place. Cody Morgan in 10th.
Just outside the top 10, Chris Rexrott, followed by Daiki Tanaka in 12th. 13th, it will be Donny Olfer Henriksen and Nathan Ramsey, followed by Derek Fulton and Jay Davison, Nico Bow and Will Gibson, Dean Guilfoyle and Sam Kohilkas, and rounding out the field, Jason Jones and Steve Mitchell.
There's 22 cars deep, so be a decent amount of drivers out there. Try and get the weather up for you in a second, but as Cam alluded to, a toasty, well, it was 46, it has come down to 44 degrees, but a very, very toasty track temp out there. Partly cloudy, 26 degrees, wind a very calm 3 kilometers from the north. So as they begin their crawl up lap, and of course 70 laps, 55 kilometers, 34 miles, quite a lot of track to cover, and being such a short circuit, quite a lot of laps. So 70 does seem like a big number, but as we see with a lot of these sort of half-mile tracks, before you know it, you'll be looking at the white flag. So any last thoughts before we go to green?
Pretty much, pretty much just expect crashes, expect some close racing, and expect a few dive bombs, I reckon.
Maybe Friday, but Just Send It still lives on. See, will be 2 roll-up laps, obviously such a short track. Safety car will take 2 laps around. Everyone sorting themselves out, trying to figure out the best strategy for themselves. You can see down the back, they're quite spread out, so leads to believe as the safety car hits pit lane, they come onto the front straight. Robert Corey goes, and he'll take them to the line. Green flag. Everyone runs into turn 1. The field compressing as they head side by side. Everyone jostling for position. We've got 1 car out wide. Nathan Ramsey, and we've got safety car already. Looks like Carrion Totten has gone around out of turn 2. We'll have a look and see what happened. It looks like he's actually gone all on his own. Get a replay up for you, but yeah, what's happened there, Cam?
Cold tyres, pretty much. Young bloke cold tyres, the old saying that they say. It's just yeah, one of those unfortunate things. Now we don't have the ability to go flat out from the green, so you've got to sort of take it easy on those first few laps to get a bit of heat and tyres. And unfortunately, Cian hasn't quite done that to his best ability, unfortunately. So fortunate for him, and will end up being at the back of the field. A bit of a beaten up car now, thanks to hitting the wall with both ends, the front and rear. But nevertheless, first caution, and doesn't come as a surprise, really.
No, not as a surprise, but I said a little bit damage to the front and rear, and I guess that's probably the good thing. I guess with these shorter half-mile tracks is you get a little bit of damage to the car. It doesn't affect your pace overall too much. You can have a bit of damage on your car and still be able to run up front, as compared to, say, if we go to some of the bigger ovals or the super speedways, where a little bit of aero damage can have a significant effect. So hopefully a little bit of a mistake on the opening lap, but obviously hoping that damage is only sort of superficial at the moment. Rolling it. See if anyone decides to make a trip down the lane. It does not look like it's going to happen. As I said, only a lap. Only pretty much completing a lap, so there's no real reason to take tyres or anything. Unless you've got damage, you're probably not going to make a trip down the lane. As you can see, the leader's staying out, not to go to the lane. But, yeah, I guess we wait and see what the happens when we go green flag, lights out.
Yeah, bear in mind also about pit lane, it's a very slow trip down pit lane at only 56 kilometers an hour as well, and the pace car speed's only 72, so it's a long way around pit lane. It's about half a lap basically in terms of the length of pit road, so you're down, just driving down it for quite some time, so you've kind of got to time it if you're going to come down it. But nevertheless, the pace car has indeed pulled off, and the car of Robert Corey leads us away, and green flag is in the air.
There we go, green flag. Corey with another brilliant start. We can see like Timothy Blake touching the wall as they came out of the final corner. We can see side by side Orson Bandy and it looked like Cody Morgan. And we got another car into the wall hard. Looks like they're going to keep rolling. No yellow flags. Chris Rexroth looks like was the victim in that one. Once again, it didn't look like anyone else was involved in that one. Still green at the moment, but yes, once again, looks like another opening lap. Cold tyres. You can see up front, the battle's still going on at the moment. Everyone trying to sort themselves out. There's a little bit of Derek Fulton contact to the number 12 of Bayer, and there is a yellow flag now. So, looks like the race was starting to forget a bit of momentum, but unfortunately, we're back under yellow.
Yeah, it just looks like Nathan Ramsey is coming to turn 3 a little bit hot, kind of an odd one. I don't quite know what's happening, whether he's locked the rears or pinched to left front. Looks like he's pinched to left front, and unfortunately it's just rotated on him by the looks of it. A bit of a slow spin. He's missed the wall, thankfully, but another yellow flag, unfortunately.
Yeah, just having a quick look myself to see what's happened, but yeah, very, very slow spin. Fortunately, he hasn't hit the wall, which is a very good thing. Obviously, don't want to damage the car, especially this early in the race. We're riding on board at the moment with Nathan Ramsey. See him coming down. If I take a car to the inside again, it obviously didn't trigger the yellow that time. Head through 1, 2. So trying to get the power down, it is quite difficult. They are quite slow coming off the corners. He's down the inside. Obviously not that lap. But yeah, very difficult to get off the corners. A lot of horsepower. Very tight corner. And yep, there it is. Just sliding in the rear as he came into the corner. Couldn't quite keep it going straight onto the grass. But yeah, I said, kept it off the wall. Hasn't caused any damage. But yeah, unfortunately, back under yellow.
Yeah, I've also noticed Matt Melgleton's come in as well from second place. So rather interesting strategy call by Muggleton to come down into pit lane this early on in the race compared to everybody else, possibly due to damage by the looks of it. That right side is looking a little bit beaten up and worse for wear at the moment. Luckily, Ramsey has actually got back out of pit lane ahead of the pace car, so he's done very well to actually get it ahead and not lose a lap here. Unfortunately, one of the cars losing a lap is the car of Sam Colehass by the looks of it, and a couple of other cars in pit lane, Nick into Sis and Jay Davison, Dean Gulafol. So a few drivers down the order deciding to pit for some new tyres, so trying to have that new tyre advantage.
Yeah, obviously it will start to play a factor. We are up to lap 11 at the moment, but I said it won't take long for these tyres, and it looks like number 18 of Sam Coolahas will actually be stopped at the end of the lane, so Sam will drop right to the back of the field, and he'll probably end up going a couple of laps down at this rate, so not the ideal start, especially on these sorts of tracks. See, looks like the safety car as we go around again. Nope, we are green. Apologies, we are green. And they're away. Corey straight to the lead. Go back to Paul Chipinus in second. Timothy Blake. So now the field a lot more spread out. There's more contact. Big shunt. That's involved quite a few cars. That's involving more cars. Oh, that is a massive one. Or the big one, as some would like to call it. We'll go to replay and have a look. But yes, unfortunately, big impact. Try and get on replay, see what's actually happened. As you can see, they've all gone green. Start. It's very good for most of the field. They came out of one. One seemed to just be sorting themselves out, and then boom, one car's gone. It looks like Lawson Bandini was the trigger for that one. He was up high, and then the car just sort of came down, so not sure. Oh, yeah, that looks like the car has just come down. Does actually look like if he's lost it and it's started sliding, or yeah, it's a very odd one. It just sort of like the car just goes left on him.
Yeah, well, looking on board, it's hard to determine actually what's happened, whether he's spun the tyres or whether he's had a technical issue. It's really hard to know, as he's just sort of speared left, and then obviously everybody's had nowhere to go and has speed on in, unfortunately. And looks like the likes of Guilfoyle, Colehass, Henriksen, Lentinus, Ramsey, Toten, Bandini, Rexrot, even Muggleton are all involved in that, so a number of cars unfortunately going to be carrying damage from that. Even Jason Jones involved in that too, so a lot of beaten up cars now. We're only at about 16 laps in.
Yeah, it's a bit early for that to be happening, so unfortunately, yeah, a lot caught up in that one. Yeah, just very odd one. Just can't understand why he's gone to the left like that, but anyway, back under safety car. So doesn't look like any of the leaders will be pitting at the moment. Everyone seems quite happy on the tyres they're using at the moment. They probably haven't done a whole lot of work, so I guess there's no real need to change them. So a lot of cars in the lane getting repairs. Most have left. You can see Sam Colehass still in the lane. I think Sam may have been involved in that one. Sam may be calling it a day. Donnie Alpha Henriksen looks like that car will be done for the day as well. Bandini definitely looks like that car is done for the day, so still under yellow flags at the moment. Safety car lights are out, so we will be going green this time by. Can we get a green flag run? So obviously cold tyres, everyone's very enthusiastic to get this race underway. Safety car pulls into the lane. Corey has had 2 great starts so far. Can he make it 3 as they head out of the final corner towards the start finish line? Green flag. Corey gets another brilliant jump. He'll go straight to the outside as they head into 1. Everyone getting themselves, trying to sort themselves out as they head out of 2. so far, so good. As they head into 3, out of the final corner. As you can see, there's a bit of a battle pack emerging here between Gibson at the moment. He's on the outside. We can see on the inside is Tanaka trying to get the job done as they're too wide at the moment. Still green. Oh, Matt Muggleton. Looks like, no, it would be Derek Fulton actually made contact with the wall as they came out at 2. It looks like Will Gibson will actually get past Tanaka. So now, single file as they head into turn 1. Very close battle. You can see Derek Fulton wants to get past. He's nudging on the rear bone for Tanaka. He's letting him know he's there. They head through, coming out of 2. Very tightly compressed little battle pack at the moment. The leaders, Corey, doing a sensational job at the moment, and it looks like Paul Schupinas will go with him at the moment, building a bit of a gap. You can see the battle for 3rd is on. Looks like Bono went wide as they came into 3. Timothy Blake will make the position, and also again side-by-side contact, and we are back under yellow again.
Instant on the front straight by the looks of that caution, actually, with Jason Jones losing on the exit of 4.
I have to get up replay and have a look at that one. Quick look for Jason Jones and see what's actually happened there. He's actually quite wide as they came out of 4. And actually, yeah, you're right. He's done that one all on his own. Look on replay at the moment, yet very up, very wide as they come out of the final corner and then just loses through the car straight into the wall. That's going to be a foot, almost causing secondary contact with another driver. So, and there was a bit of contact further up the field as well. To have a look at that one as well, it looked like Alex Bono, I believe. Actually, no, Alex Bono was the one that was actually turned in that one. Inigo Bayer was having a bit of look up the inside. The gap really actually wasn't there. Then I'm sort of going back and having a real quick look. Didn't look like the gap was actually there for him to have a look. And unfortunately, you can see on replay, there's the contact. Go back a little bit further and have another look. But Cam, not sure if he should have really been looking for an opportunity there.
Yeah, probably a bit too optimistic there to try and get a move done up the inside into turn 1 with what was a closing gap. Unfortunately, there and contact has been made, but it is one of those things about Martinsville, obviously, with it being quite hard to pass in very single file. You kind of got to try and get as best of a run as possible, or just send one up the inside and like stamp and send it, as Daniel Ricciardo says. So yeah, it's one of those things about Martinsville, unfortunately, with the nature of the track. You just got to kind of throw caution to the wind and hope that you don't end up with a caution or ending up with an incident.
Yeah, so it's here again on replay. That incident, so back under yellow. Looks like the leaders have not made the decision to pit yet. We're up to lap 27 at the moment. Yellow light, the lights are still flashing on the safety car. See a few have made it to the lane to repair some damage. See Jay Davison in the lane at the moment. The interesting color scheme on that machine. Further up the field, leaders again staying out. We see Matt Muggleton making his way into the lane. Try and fix some of the damage. Unfortunately, took an early pit stop. As I said, probably thinking to try and get Matt, get himself out of trouble, but obviously that has not worked out too well, getting caught in a little bit of an incident. So take it to the lane, get some fresher tires, repair some damage. We have a look at the safety car. Lights are out at the moment, so Matt's not going to have a lot of time to get that seen to. See Robert Corey will be controlling the field as they come into the final corner. His starts have been very good so far, and he's going very, very early. He's completely caught them all napping, and away we go. Green flag again. And Bayer going straight away, not wasting any time. going to absolutely send it down into turn 1. So coming out of 2 up to 3. Nose is still there, but he isn't quite. Oh, I can see he's got up the inside. There was a little bit of contact behind from Derek Fulton as well. Schupner trying to hold onto this spot, but Bayer wants it. And there's a little bit of side contact as well. Bayer trying to get this job done. Inside line working for him so far, but run off the corner. Paul Schupner getting a very good run off the corner, which is making it difficult for Bayer to get this job done. Meanwhile, up front, Robert Corey is going to be loving this. He's checking out at the moment. Derek drops to the bottom line. He's going to help Bayer in this one. He wants to get past as well because it looks like Bayer is going to get the job done here in a second. Derek up the inside as well.
Tanaka's gone around in turn 4 by the looks of it, all on his nose. He's actually been assisted by the looks of by Davison.
Get a look at that on replay up on screen at the moment. See what's happened there. Looking at Naka. Coming out of 2, heading up to 3. Jeez. Ooh, doors open and oh, that's definitely a helping hand. It's definitely not going to be feeling great after that one. So he just caught him in the rear corner. Probably wasn't really a chance to have a look there. Doesn't look like it's done a whole lot of damage, but yeah, unfortunately now, again, back under yellow flag. This will be our 5th yellow flag, as we can actually see some of the leaders actually making their way into the lane. Paul Schupner actually goes. Derek Fulton will come in behind Timothy Blake as well into the lane, and Jade Davison as well. So 2 of the top 5 taking the decision to come into the lane, so now they think is a good time to do it. Looks like the leaders are still staying out. Robert Corey and Inigo Bayer looking for track position over fresh tyres.
Yeah, well, obviously track position probably going to help you more than new tyres will, especially putting yourself down the order like those who are betting will end up being. They'll be quite far down the order, and like we've seen with those newer with those warmer tyres, it's still quite a struggle to try and get a move done. So you're really not going to gain too much in terms of an advantage. Obviously, they have 30 lap newer tyres compared to the rest of the field, but even then, it's still a lot of cars to pass. And with the track being more or less one lined, it's really going to make it difficult. And yeah, just going to really all depend on making sure you can get by a lot of cars and just working those tyres as best as you can.
You're saying we're up to about our 5th safety car, so we've had a few at the moment. As I said, whether or not NASCAR.
Yeah, there certainly is. Definitely, Bristol is the Coliseum of NASCAR, and like you said, with these big grandstands on each end of the corner, it does give it that little bit of a Coliseum effect. And some of the other ovals, like of Indianapolis and various others, where there's very big, high grandstands surrounding the circuit, really does give you a sort of a sense that it's more or less a very small place, but it actually isn't when you look at it from above, like we've just seen before. There's actually quite a bit of space in this area, but nevertheless, we're forming up, lights are off, and we're not far away from going racing.
Yeah, go and try and get some green flag running once again. Half mile breeds safety cars, as they say. Corey will lead them. Now Bayer's going to be on the front row with him. Bayer has been showing a lot of pace, and away we go. Corey gets another brilliant jump. We'll head straight to the high line. Bayer in tow. You can see, there's a bit of contact behind already. Looked like Alex Bono was trying to have a bit of a look at John Fink, but couldn't get it done. Bono having another look again, but he's not quite there. Just trying a look, obviously, trying to make their way through the field. I can see behind the pitters. Schupner and Fulton starting to also make their way through the field. They're obviously going to be on much fresher tyres, so we'll start to see if that's going to have an impact at the moment, which at the moment does actually look like they're having a bit of an impact all over the back of Alex Bono. Bono trying hard to get past Fink right now. See, they're checking the field up a little bit in that mid corner right there, so tyres will be starting, and we're under caution again.
Incident in turn 2 by the looks of involving Nick Leon Incidus. Fortunately, but a really odd one actually. No, he's actually had a hit from behind by Matt Muggleton, unfortunately, and has ended up being sent into the outside wall. So another caution, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, another caution, but as I said, there was a bit of a check-up in the mid-corner. Matt obviously probably not looking to go for a move, but unfortunately contact was made and back up caution. So now we'll see what the thoughts are going to be for these drivers up the front. Will they make a dart for the lane? You can obviously see just on that restart, it's quite noticing how Paul Schupner and Schupens and Derek Fulton were actually quite quick. All over the back of that little battle pack for 3rd, 4th and 5th. So new tyres obviously showing that they have a bit of an advantage, but yeah, like you said, once that was stuck behind them, they couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult. And once those tyres are up to temp for everybody else, it's more or less just about trying to find a way past. And obviously with everybody running the bottom side on the front half of this field, it's really difficult to get a move done. You can try around the outside, but you just can't seem to hold it through the middle of the corner, unfortunately. So yeah, gonna be interesting to see whether those newer tyres are going to work on these restarts and how much difference it's going to make. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens and whether they do end up being able to get enough of a green flag run to have a bit more of an impact.
I think it's interesting watching this restart, or the laps that we have sort of seen. Those early battles, the outside line, I guess if you've got the tyres beneath you, you could probably make it work. Tyres seem to hold on for a little bit for those on the outside. So those who are on newer rubber, they might be able to make it work. Obviously, the inside's probably going to be the easiest option, but obviously they'll be making it as difficult as possible to prevent those behind trying to get past. So may work for them. Be interesting to see if someone can make it work. Lights still on. Safety car leaders still not making their way into the lane, so they're dead certain that they won't need tyres to get themselves to the end. Feel like they haven't used the best of their tyres as yet. Lights will come off on the safety car, so we will go green this time by. Fingers crossed for a green flag run. Robert Corey will definitely be quite good at his restarts by the end of this one. Definitely going to have plenty of practice on it. We can see Nick Leon Tennis making his way. He'll try to catch onto the back of the field. Safety car pulls into the lane. Here we go again for another time. Corey gets a lot of a jump. He's gone early yet again, keeping them guessing as they head into turn 3. Pulls straight to the inside, but now there's 3 wide. There's contact. Not under caution so far, but one car is around. And there's another contact, and another 6 is into the wall. And that will bring out the caution this time by.
Yeah, fortunate then. Really was a lot going on there in turn 1 with the fact that you had the likes of Fulton, Davison, Schupness, Bono about 3 or nearly 4 wide at some point as well. So unfortunate there for Davison, end up coming off second best. Just caught the grass on the inside and turn 2, plus a little bit of contact from Schupness, but nevertheless really not going too well here with another caution.
Not going too well at all. I think we'll to lay off the Red Bulls, ladies and gentlemen, but so we will see how we go. We'll see what the pit strategy is going to be. some of these leaders at the moment. If they haven't pitted yet, considering we are up to lap 48, if they haven't pitted yet, I don't think we will see pit stop happen with this group at the moment. Few lucky dogs happening at the moment, people getting their laps back. Yet leaders definitely not making their way into the lane. So we will have this time by 22 laps left to run. Based on the fact we've been getting 2 or 3 laps per safety car, I'd say we'd probably have at least another 5 safety cars to go. Would that be about right?
Probably. Don't want to bet hedges, but probably going to be the case regardless. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully we get a bit more green flag running. We're down to about 13 cars by the looks of it on the lead lap. No, 12 cars actually on the lead lap. I think there's about 12 cars only running. No, just over that, about 13 cars left running out of the 22 that started. So this track has claimed a few victims over the course of the 70-lap race. We're about 20 laps from the finish, thankfully, so not too much longer to go. But laps definitely been a bit of a grind here.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a grind. So we'll wait and see. Hopefully we will get some green flag running. The lights are still on the safety car. Leaders still have not pitted. I said very unlikely to see them make their way to the lane. Track position definitely seems to be key at the moment. Interesting to watch how Derek Fulton and Schupenis will actually fare in this one. They're a lot further up front at the moment. Derek has a lot of pace at the moment. You can sort of see he was pulling his way through the field. He started actually a fair way back. He's up 12 spots, and actually Indigo Bay are up 15. So both of them started fair way down the pack, but Derek is having a lot of pace at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how here we go as the safety car makes their way into the lane. Robert Corey will take him to the start finish line yet again, and will go early once again. He spreads the field out as they head across the start finish line into turn 1. Derek on the outside. We wanted to see if those new tyres would have an effect, and it looks like they are. He's going to go right around the outside, straight into 3rd place. And we're back on the yellow. Have a look and see what's happened. And
Bono was the cause of that at the rear of the pack by the looks of it, and kind of did that to himself actually, and ended up just checking himself up and then getting hit by Leontistis.
Just having a quick look at the moment. See a bit further down the back of the field. See Bono is in there very hot, almost making contact. Oh, that's just unfortunate for that to happen. See, Nick's gone for the inside. There was definitely room for him to go in there, but unfortunately, just at the last second, maybe a bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, and that was enough just to put him sideways. He's gone hard into that barrier, into sort of where the exit of the pit lane is, but he's got straight to a barrier, so that's definitely going to be a bit of damage to the front of that car.
Yeah, it certainly is, and possibly affect the cooling of the car as well if it's bad enough, so he might end up with the engine issues later on if he's unlucky enough. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens as this race goes on. But yeah, it's just those new tyres for the car of Derek Fulton is really starting to come on now that we've had a few laps to at least, he's had a few laps to at least get them to sort of temp and use them to his advantage. And he's going to be starting on the inside here as well on this next restart. So he's going to have an advantage to get up one more position over the car of Inigo Bow. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it was quite impressive to see. I didn't expect the new tyres. Like I said, I was interested to see could make those tyres work around the outside. We're sort of seeing glimpses that it could work, but yeah, he just sort of held it around the outside. And then as soon as he needed to put the power down, his new tyres definitely worked to his advantage. See, poor John was just not able to hold that position. Just couldn't get the power down. So he'll drop back to 4th place, but now he'll be on the outside. And you'll also have Paul Schupens as well on the inside for the next restart. He'll actually be right behind Derek as well. So 2 new tyre runners will definitely be looking to take an advantage. Restart. So lights are still on. Go around one more time before we get the green flag.
Going to come off this time by the looks of it. Everybody will file into double file once again. Remember to keep an eye on Derek Fulton. That car looking pretty second hand now and beaten and battered, unfortunately, but he's got a very fast race car at the moment with those new tyres, and Schupens not too far behind as well with new tyres, pretty much the same age as Fulton. So we'll see what happens with him and whether he can follow Fulton on through to the lead of this race. But pace car is off, and Corey has gone very, very early.
Yep, he's done it early once again, and Derek has got a fantastic run as they head into turn 1. It looks like he'll get this done. And more cars around at the back. More cars around at the back, and we will go back under yellow. I'll have to go back and have a look, but it looked like quite a few drivers involved in that one. So try and get a replay up for you and see what's actually happened there. Once again, just lap 1 cold tyres, everyone just sort of wanting to go for it.
Quite sure what's happened. Looking like the 13 car of Timothy Blake's just come on down on the car of Jake Davison, unfortunately, into turn 1, and then he's right, and then Blake's running to the back of Tanaka, who's then running to the back of Schupens, and then also added contact with the car of Gibson as well. So a multi-car incident in that moment there, and then fortunately Muggleton also getting caught up in that and having nowhere to go, trying to take to the grass to try and avoid it all, but just ended up with the roadblock of Schupens, unfortunately, and ended up playing straight on into the side. So going to be a few beaten and battered cars out of that, unfortunately, and another caution.
Unfortunately for Matt, it's been wrong place at the wrong time tonight. Hasn't been the cause of any incidents, but just, yeah, that taking that early gamble on the pit stop, as I said, just unfortunately has just hasn't served him well, getting caught up in multiple incidents. Just having a bit of a look. The leaders at the moment. Actually, having a quick look, I always thought as though the leaders actually did make their way into pit lane.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's actually pitting at this point in time, and not quite sure what the go is there, as the race car appears to be in turn 4 and the race leader appears to be in turn 2, so not quite sure what's going on there with the pace car and whether it's trying to sort out wave rounds or anything, but that's really, really odd to see.
Yeah, looks like it's just come out at a weird time. Robert trying to keep a bit of a gap at the moment, but we just have to see, wait for the NASCAR officials to sort that out. See Matt behind it at the moment. Yeah, but you just don't see he wants to go at the moment. He's right alongside, he's yelling at the pace car driver at the moment to let him go. But yeah, have to wait to see what's going to happen with that one. It'd be unfortunate to see 3 cars that are laps down at the moment starting out in front of the leaders.
Yeah, even if they don't get waved around now, they should get waved around with 1 to go, being the fact that they are ahead of the leading pack. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, very, very weird circumstance based on the fact that pace car had actually just come in, so it didn't exactly have to even stop necessarily, it just kept on driving down pit lane. So yeah, but a bit unfortunate there for the pace car, but it's probably going to start running out of fuel at some point.
So yeah, hopefully they refilled it during the break, or wait for this one. The lights are out. That little pack that was in front with Matt and everything else will need to get going fairly quickly. Safety car is into the lane. Oh, there's contact on already. Fields checked up a bit. There was a bit of contact between Derek and Corey, but now they go. Corey, another brilliant start yet again. Derek will file in behind. Everyone has a look. We can see there's a bit of battle for position there. Will Gibson and Alex Bono involved in that one. Alex will actually make up a spot as they head into 3 and 4. Bit of a checkup in that little mid-pack section, but we can see Corey, he's checking out at the moment. Fulton is going with him. Bayer dropping back as well now. But remember, Bayer is sitting on fairly old tyres at the moment. Fulton's tyres are still fairly new, so he's going to be able to run with Corey at the moment. You can see the field is Cody Morgan very sideways out of 4, holds onto it. We don't go under yellow again, but now he's going to fall back into the clutches of Will Gibson. You can see Derek Tanaka as well. Tanaka's going to go to the inside. Go and try and get the move done. Looks like he's got the job done, and now there's more contact again. Gibson dropping through the field at the moment. Looks like that car is a little bit beat up, so pace probably not. He's running in way too deep. He can't get the car to rotate. He's going to fall into the clutches of Timothy Blake. Timothy has a look up the inside and will get that job done comfortably. Back up front, Bayer caught onto the back of the lead pack at the moment. Derek Fulton all over the back of Robert Corey. You can see him trying to go up high at the moment. Wants to use those tyres, get the best run that they possibly can out of the corners as they head onto lap 70. We are actually about to cross over to the last lap. We are on the last lap. So Robert Corey looks like he might actually get this done. Derek can't get there as they come out of the final corner. Robert Corey on old tyres will get there. Derek Fulton will come home in second. Indigo Bayer will come home in third.
Yeah, really good to have that nice green flag run there to the finish. Thankfully, you didn't have to go through any green-white checkers, thankfully, but nevertheless, really tight fight up the front of the field. Unfortunately, Fulton couldn't quite use those tyres to his advantage, and Corey using those older tyres and track position to his advantage. But yeah, what a night of racing it's been, with a lot of cautions, a lot of carnage.
Yeah, we do like to see great racing, but cautions is not something that we like. But that is how it rolls tonight. We've got the final results up on screen at the moment. Robert Corey taking the win from a hard-charging Derek Fulton. Third place, we go to Indigo Bayer, coming from the back of the grid, coming up 14 spots. So a great job there. John Fink will come home in fourth. Cody Morgan home in Cody Morgan will come home in fifth. Daiki Tanaka will come home in sixth place. Will Gibson, seventh. Jay Davison in eighth. Paul Schupens will come home in ninth. Could have been there. Same for Matt Mulgerton in 10th place.
And just outside the top 10 and 11th will be Dean Gufoyle, followed by Timothy Blake in 12th. 13th to Alex Bono and Nathan Ramsey in 14th. 15th to Nick Leonsins, and unfortunately the rest of our field all at DNFs. Chris Rexrott, Jason Jones, Ciaran Toten, Donnie Effler, Henriksen, Lawson Bandini, Sam Colhaas, and Steve Mitchell rounding out the field.
Well, that will be it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. We'll have more racing for you tomorrow. We'll have the NIS Open broadcast here on the iRacing Esports Network. Make sure to tune in for that. And then tomorrow, got the XL Series as well tomorrow night. And the Panorama Drivers Club will be coming to you live on SimSpeed TV. Thank you once again to Cameron Dance for helping me out tonight. And of course, behind the cameras once again, Scott Fountain. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a good night. We will see you soon.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now. He's got traction, he's going around the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taking Anderson. Anderson's up top
Oh
here.
my god! Oh, big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Six very close. These guys I want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's massive. This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh my god.
God, what?